All right, today we are diving deep. We're going to crack the code on a transformation that, let's be honest, most of us dream about, going from a life of constant financial stress to one of genuine security. Now, this isn't about magic or some secret formula. It's what we're calling wealth alchemy, a set of very real, proven steps to build a financial future that actually lasts. So let's dive in.
Does this question just hit you right in the gut? You're putting in the hours, you're working hard, maybe you're even earning a decent salary. But when you look at your bank account at the end of the month, it just feels like you're stuck on a financial treadmill, right? Running as fast as you can, but going nowhere. Well, you are definitely not alone, and that feeling is exactly what we're going to tackle today.
And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the issue. This comes from someone who actually made that journey from strained to sustained, and it proves a huge point. This isn't really about how much money you make. It's about the system you have in place for your money. You can feel broke at almost any income level if your underlying structure, your whole approach, is flawed.
So where do we start this whole transformation? You might think it's with a fancy budgeting app or a hot stock tip, but no. It actually starts right between your ears. The absolute, non-negotiable foundation of building real wealth is making a fundamental shift in your mindset.
Okay, take a good look at this, because it lays out the internal battle perfectly. On the left, you've got the strained mindset. It's always reactive, It's like you're constantly putting out financial fires, worrying about what might go wrong. It sees money as a limited pie. But the sustained mindset, that's proactive. It's looking for opportunities. It's focused on growth, on how to make the pie bigger for everyone. It's thinking long-term. Just ask yourself, which side of this table do you live on most of the time? The entire goal is to consciously start shifting your thoughts over to the right.
At the end of the day, it's this simple. Your bank account is really just a mirror. It's reflecting back to you your deepest thoughts and beliefs about money. So before you can change the numbers, you have to change the way you think about them. This is step one, and honestly, it's the most important piece of the entire puzzle.
Okay, so once that new mindset is starting to click into place, it's time to get our hands dirty. It's time to forge the habits that turn that new philosophy into an actual reality. This is where we stop just thinking differently, and we start acting differently.
Listen, if you only take one single thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this one. Pay yourself first isn't about saving whatever's left over at the end of the month. No way. It's about making your future self your single most important bill. You automate it, you make it non-negotiable, and you prioritize your long-term wealth without ever having to rely on flimsy willpower. It is, without a doubt, the most powerful wealth-building habit you can ever create.
Now let's talk about debt, because it can feel like an anchor. The snowball method you see here is brilliant because it's built on human psychology. See, you don't start with the debt that has the highest interest rate. You start with the smallest balance. You make minimum payments on everything else, and you throw every spare dollar you have at that one small debt until it's just gone. That quick win gives you this incredible mental boost, this feeling of momentum, that you then snowball into the next biggest debt. It's designed to make you feel unstoppable, and it's why it has such a high success rate.
And as you're building these amazing new habits, just be on the lookout for these common traps, because they get everybody. A budget should not feel like a financial prison. If you make it way too restrictive, you're just going to rebel against it. And don't forget to plan for those annoying surprises, like when the car breaks down. Most importantly, if you have a bad week or you mess up, that doesn't mean you failed. The goal here is progress, not perfection. Just get back on track.
Okay, so you've shifted your mindset. You've built some solid defensive habits like saving and paying down debt. Now we get to the really exciting part. It's time to play offense. This is where we stop just protecting our money and we start actively making it grow for us.
Just look at that number for a second. Let it sink in. That is the unbelievable magic of compound growth. It's your money making money, and then that money makes even more money. $100 a week might not feel like it's changing your life today, but over time, when it's invested consistently, it can build a truly staggering engine for wealth. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. This is a get-wealthy-for-sure plan.
So this chart gives you a quick look at some of your options for playing offense. On the far left, a high-yield savings account is super safe, but you can see its growth potential is pretty limited. In the middle, you have something like index fund investing, where you own a tiny piece of hundreds of companies. It offers a really solid potential return over time. And then on the right, for anyone willing to put in the extra work, starting a side hustle has the highest potential to really accelerate your income and your wealth. The right strategy for you really just depends on your own goals and how much risk you're comfortable with.
So after all that work, shifting your mindset, forging those new habits, and firing up your wealth engine, you finally arrive here. And this isn't some finish line you cross and then you're done. It's a whole new reality, a completely new way of living. Welcome to a state of sustained financial well-being.
So what is the whole point of this journey? What are we really after? It's not just about having a big number in a bank account. It's about freedom. It's about having choices. The choice to quit a job you can't stand. The choice to handle a medical emergency without panicking. The choice to travel, to support the people you love, to design a life that is truly on your own terms. That is the real definition of wealth.
So, I'll leave you with this one question. After everything we've talked about, from the way you think to the actions you take, what is the very first, small, totally achievable ingredient you are going to add to your own wealth alchemy today? Because the real transformation, it starts right now.